Hello, hello. It is your girl T Michelle, and I'm here with my girl Deanna, and we're back with our tea bag for the week. Are you ready? Let's get it.
South African singer Tyla has the internet divided, and it has nothing to do with her singing. Tyla has sparked controversy after referring to herself as being colored. This has people heated, with Americans and South Africans going at it. Some people said the term colored was triggering to Black Americans due to the history of segregation, when colored people had to use different bathrooms, water fountains, and cinemas because of their skin.
Baby, colored is what they call the black people before we got rights in this country. You saying she's colored, not black, baby, that's why everybody's eating you up right now.
Meanwhile, others are saying that the world doesn't revolve around America, and that the word colored means something totally different to them.
The world is bigger than you. Black Americans are not the main characters everywhere. The world is not a Tyler Perry movie. This is Tyla's movie, and in Tyla's movie, she identifies as a colored.
According to Britannica, as officially defined by the South African government from 1950 to 1991, a colored person is a mix of European, African, or Asian ancestry. So think of it as the term people of color, but for South Africa. So what do you think? Should Tyla consider the impact of the controversial term while she continues to break into Hollywood, or should others stop policing identities?
Well, girl, you're right there in South Africa. What say you about this?
Well, you already know. I mean, long before this, I've told you I have been baffled by the way Black Americans take to colored people here in South Africa. It just doesn't make sense to me because when you come here, and even before I moved here, you can see that coloreds are the most like us. They are the most connected from say, an African identity in the sense of what they call Black African here. They tend to have first names like ours. Like if you're going to meet someone named Tanisha, Ikwa, something like that here, they're going to be colored. And then their last names. They have last names that are more like ours. They're going to have Dutch last names. They're going to have English last names. They don't have African last names in the sense of a traditional African ethnicity like a Zulu or something like that. So I'm just perplexed when I started seeing it's like, why is this debate even happening? She's not American, like at all. So when I see this, I'm just like, this is an example once again of Black Americans showing their Americanness. I hate people don't come for me, my fellow Black Americans, but that's what it is. They're acting no different than a Karen who try to force their view onto us because that's what they are doing to coloreds. Colored people have their own identity, and if we get honest, even when it comes to language, like I said, Afrikaans, right? It is seen as a college type language or an oppressive language, but that's because the Boers stole it. They stole it from the people who will be identified as colored, especially as the Cape colors, right? That did not come from them. Afrikaans is essentially the equivalent to a Creole that you would see in the Caribbean or a Creole that you might see in Reunion or Mauritius. It is a bastardized form of Dutch infused with African, this is like the Khoi languages and a sprinkling of other languages to come up with what's Afrikaans. It became oppressive when the Boers decided they wanted to try and act like they've been here as long as the Zulus and like lots of people and try to claim it as their own to give them some type of African identity. But to me, I said, we as Black Americans have got to stop trying to push our worldview onto others because the world does not revolve around us. I know that is hard for people to accept and admit, but just stop. Stop, stop, stop. If Isla considers herself to be colored, which she is here in South Africa, she is very much a colored woman. Accept that, embrace it, and move forward. She's not saying that she's better than you because she doesn't want to be identified as Black. She's just saying that's not her worldview. I put her in the same category as a Somali brother who kept saying, I'm African, but I'm not Black. Let people be. What say you?
I agree 100%. I mean, this whole issue of identity and what people should be able to call themselves, um, you know, it always seems to be an issue with Black Americans. And it's very interesting to me because we have a whole debate that's going on now with a segment of Black Americans who feel like people aren't respecting our separate ethnic identity, and that people are coming to the US and feeling like they can immigrate into the Black American ethnicity. And it's the same. We are a separate ethnic group, just like colored people are. And so let people be. I hate to say it, but this week, my fellow Black Americans, y'all are the tea bag. You got to stop it. Seriously, this is just I just have been amazed at the conversation that I've been seeing and some of the things that Black Americans have been saying. It's just unbelievable. And, I think a lot of it is because a lot of these people have never traveled and they've never specifically been to South Africa. Because, like you said, if you go there and you will see that we definitely are most like the colored people. I mean, there's just no question about it. So that's that.
Girl, like I said, I feel bad, and I know they might come for us, but it is what it is. They say, stop the insanity. Let people be. And the last thing I was going to say is, should we really be criticizing Tyler for saying that she's colored? Or should Black Americans be pausing and questioning why they are okay with holding on to the whole notion of one drop rule that was given to them by their former enslavers? Make it make sense, girl. That's going to be a topic for another day. That's all we got today because this is just a hit it and quit it teabag segment. We look forward to seeing you on the next African Tea. Bye.
Bye, guys.